It's different when you're on your own. The silence is just, it gets to you way more. But otherwise, it's been a fantastic time here so far. All packed up, and it's time to hit the road. And then I'm going to be heading into the Central Kalahari. With the first phase of my solo leg done, it gave me the confidence to really start enjoying the process and not worrying so much. But you can never really fully plan for what life holds in store for you. But you can try. So we have just fueled up and done some groceries in Rockops. They didn't really have much, so I might have to make my own bread and do some things like that. But at least we've got water and some snacks and stuff. Should be okay. It's one day that we're going into the Central Kalahari, so I have a feeling that when I was looking on the GPS and on the map, it said sand tracks, so probably going to be deflating the tires again pretty soon. It was only about 2 kilometers out of Rockops, and we're already on the dirt again, and it's time to deflate. And this is going to be a 45-kilometer sand track leading into the reserve. Today's going to be quite a nice day of driving, I think. With the tire pressure set in, the vehicle was performing beautifully. I had a really great time driving all the undulated tracks and through all the thick sand and over yumps and all sorts of interesting things. It was really, really, really nice. And you know what? For such a little car and such a heavy load, the Jimny just kept on surprising me. And I got to the gate in what felt like no time at all. Okay, so that is everything sorted out at the gate, and we are now heading to the campsite. My first time in the Kalahari, in the Kalahari. I'm excited, man. This is hyenas and lions and all of the stuff is all just here. So baptism by fire, that's what I have to say. But I'm very excited though. The next path, with a combination of thick sand and heavy corrugations. Put it this way, I was glad to reach the pan. I have arrived at my campsite. Got some wood for tonight to make a bit of a fire. I want to bake some bread. Yeah, I mean this campsite's pretty damn remote. The only ablutions is a hole in the ground and a shower. Is scorchingly hot. It's currently 38 degrees and my skin is burning. I'll keep driving, maybe take a bit of a long game drive, go check out a couple pans, a couple dams, things like that. There's no dams out here, everything's just pans, and see what we see. So this is, I guess, what this whole Kalahari experience is about, or the Kalahari experience is about being able to have two lions right there, and I'm the only person here. If you go to the Kruger National Park and you find lions, there's normally 40 vehicles, and people are doing ridiculous things to try and get photos. This is just like an intimate experience. I think the beauty of the Kalahari really comes down to how incredible the creatures and the plants out here have to be to survive in these extreme environments. And after such a long day out there, I needed to rest too. Time to set up. Now this is where the whole new upgrade to the build has really shined for me. Being able to be out here, carry the right amount of fuel, carry the right amount of water, have an incredible place to sleep, elevated off the ground away from all the wild animals, having, shade, all of that stuff in a place like this is just, it's unbelievable. And it's so empowering to be so self-sustainable. And it's really, this is what it's all about. It's about coming out here into the wilderness and experiencing something that very, very few people get to experience, and having a little bit of comfort along the way. And I really actually started to grow fond of setting up my little campsite every day and making my little home. Okay, so some of you observant ones would have noticed something hiding behind here. And it's not really done yet, and this is a temporary head on it and everything, but this is just to get the picture. So you know there's the 40-litre water tank up there, and essentially this just gives me access to water, you know, for wetting and washing. It's been so hot today, I'm gonna literally just use it to wet myself and my shirt so that the breeze can cool me down a little bit. Looks like enough. I'm not going to give you a recipe or anything because I have no idea. This is just going to be pure experimentation. I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, possibly the worst thing to do. Oh my word. So I'm going to use my best bread science now. So we are busy developing the gluten. Okay, tip for you, don't use a bag, just do it on the table and use lots of flour. The loaf came out pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat now and then start settling down for sunset. Perfect bread. I can't wait to meet back up with Blaine. I've got 2 T-bones sitting in the fridge waiting for our trip to Kubu Island. And I haven't touched them. I almost traded them yesterday for camping. But I'm just hanging in there. You guys want beans? That night, the only thing keeping me company was the wind. And I must say, the Easy On Series 3 rooftop tent handled it really well. I still managed to have a great night's sleep even with the howling wind. So we are off on day 2 of the Kalahari. Hopefully this time I'm going to see a better selection of game because it is 6 in the morning. With all the clouds the wind brought in the night before, I was hopeful that I was going to get to see some good game. But even if I didn't, the scenery was spectacular. Wow, this is epic. Nothing gets wasted out here. It must be a really wild experience in the rainy season. There's all these rutted holes and everything. I don't even know where you would be driving. Would this all be water? Because on the GPS it shows these pans as water, and we're driving across it. Upon reaching Deception Pan, I noticed the sign for a seasonal access only road, and boy was I glad I took that. It felt like I was driving in some sort of weird alien landscape. Once back on the main trail, I just felt everything start to intensify. The clouds started brewing, the wind started blowing. the animals were just starting to get quite skittish, and I could feel the tension in the air. Everyone could feel the tension in the air. Things were about to get interesting. Wind is blowing like mad. It's creating some dust storms and things like that. But the clouds are also looking menacing. So I think that the storm yesterday is brewing into something. I'm not sure if it's going to rain or not, but I don't think it's going to rain where I'm camping. But the clouds are looking pretty rough. Animals have a good sense of when things are about to get weird. I'm starting to think that maybe it's a better idea to head out and try and find somewhere else to stay for tonight. Even though I've booked and paid for my campsite already, it might be worth losing the 300 Rand or whatever and just making another plan. Because I think staying here is going to complicate things a lot. If there's one thing that's certain in this world, it's that things don't always go the way you anticipate. But it's about how you deal with these problems and these challenges that really makes life exciting. But with the storm on the way, there was no time to waste. I had to get out of there and travel 2, 3, maybe 4 hours on hard dirt roads to get to the highway. There was no time to waste. If you ever wanted to know what it's like fueling up your car in a dust storm in the middle of the Kalahari, it's horrible. The wind is so strong it blew my camera right off the tripod. So that's one microphone down. I'm covered in petrol. Every time I poured the petrol, the wind would just catch it and it would just splash everywhere. The jiggle siphon is a piece of crap. And I knew I should have brought my funnel. This is ridiculous. I'm glad I'm leaving today. That's all I can say. Right now, my poor camera. Tensions were high and it wasn't letting up. The clouds kept brewing, the wind kept blowing, and things only started getting worse. This is a serious storm. This is not a rooftop tent situation, so I'm definitely not even going to bother going to camp. I'm just going to leave. I don't know if you I mean, look at this. I can't even see the road. I can't even see. So it's starting to rain. I don't know if I'm driving into the rain or if I'm going to be driving into the rain, or even if it's rain on the road that I need to drive on. But that road wasn't great to begin with, and if it's wet, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. So I hope it's not too bad, but I think I made the right call leaving. There's just nothing like running away from a storm through thick sand and corrugated roads, yumps. All I'm going to say is that I got the Jimny through all of that way faster than I probably should have, and it was amazing. It handled like a dream. But even with the storm behind us, it's still super important to inflate your tires and keep the right road pressures. It'll prevent you from risking any sort of blowouts or any tire damage. But now that we're back on the blacktop, surely everything's gonna be alright. It couldn't get worse, could it? A huge dust storm coming. I actually don't know if I'm gonna have time for a sandwich. I've never experienced anything like this before, running away from a dust storm. Thanks for this, Botswana. Oh gosh. I just want to have a sandwich and relax after a long day. Okay, so rain in front of me, dust behind me, nowhere to sleep tonight. I'm hoping that I can make a plan to stay by Blaine tonight by his B&B or something. With the weather conditions right now, I'm really glad I left Central Kalahari because that would have been a nightmare. There's dust everywhere. It's crazy. What is going on? This has been quite a crazy experience, and thank you for tuning in, watching, and joining in on this whole adventure. And boy, has it been an adventure. But I think this is where I'm going to end this one. I don't know what's going to come up next. You don't know what's going to come up next. I think it'll be a fun place for us to stop. But if you'd like to see how everything unfolds further, please subscribe to the channel, comment down below and let me know what you think of the series so far, and please like the video. It really helps get the video out there to more and more potential viewers. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Bye for now. On the next episode, we head to Kubu Island, one of the overlanding meccas of the world. And we have way too much fun while we're at it. Remember to hit subscribe and enable notifications because you do not want to miss this.